Blessed morning, souls. It's a beautiful day. It is snowing right now. I wish to show you. Not as heavily as it was moments ago, but we could sit all day and just bask in it. It is beautiful. We weren't planning to make a video this morning. We've already channeled a message on LinkedIn, written a dream journal. Much beauty has been received. We're not concerned. And yet, there was a calling from someone. So, if you are watching this, this is for you. And the topic first that came to mind was divine union. We wish to express a new definition of that word. There we go. Now we are complete. Divine union is union with divine. That is the meaning of the word. It is what all humanity is being called towards at this time. Union with the self, knowledge of the self, gnosis, knowing the self, this is all the same. And we can feel the collective pulling to go within, to fall in love with self. Listen to those words. Fall in love with the self. It is not as was described in the myth of Narcissus, for that was not self-love. Narcissus loved the image projected. He loved what others saw, which is necessarily not the own experience of self. Truly, he was in love with what others thought of him, and not his own being. It is the same with divine union. It must exist within in order to exist without. And once it does exist within, naturally it desires further expression of that. As within, so without. As above, so below. But it must be within first. This is the calling of all being. The divine desires union with you, self, beautiful soul. The divine loves you. It is in love with you. Has been from the very first moment of your existence, the first expression, the first ray of light, your first second of creation. Divine has loved you and desired nothing more, nothing less than to be with you, merged as one. We think that is truly beautiful. Now you are being wooed by yourself. You are being courted by your own divine being. And that is the homecoming. That is the celebration, the marriage of you with you. This is what all of humanity is destined for. This bliss. Eternal love of, with, by, and for the self. The true self, authentic, divine, whole and holy throughout. And this too is why counterparts are coming together, because when that expression is found within, when you reunite with yourself internally, eternally, it naturally wishes to come out. That is only further development and expression of this desire for divine connection. I've realized the cat stepped on the laptop and is now playing a video, but it is no matter. The divine is with you always, in presence, in every moment. It is you. And the closer you grow to yourself within, the closer you grow to connection, true connection, to another who mirrors that self, to all, collectively, as each of us undertakes this journey, we are naturally mirroring one another. We are all just walking each other home, ultimately. And home is come to us. It is here. It is now. It is settling in within us. And it is beautiful. Last night we dreamed of a white mouse on a cruise ship, of all places. It was our mouse, small and perfect, and we tried to keep it in a cage. We had seen others do the same and thought it most appropriate to keep it contained in this way. But try as we might, that mouse would not stay put. It just kept breaking loose. And time and again, we would return to the cage for a moment of peace, indulgence, enjoyment, appreciation, and realize the mouse was gone. It had left of its own accord. And so off we went, searching for it, trying to capture it again and return it. And each time we found it, placed it back within the cage, and then turned our attentions to organization. Oh, all of the responsibilities and duties we had neglected in the time we pursued that mouse. Oh, all of the order that must now be put into place, and all for the pleasing of others, all to maintain our status and the perception of externalized self, to somehow abide by what was deemed appropriate, some status quo, some norm. We must appear just so. We must appear in control. We must not let our mouse rule the house. And yet that mouse was all we delighted in. So small and precious, perfect, pure. Fur as white as the snow which is now falling. And eyes, inky black, deep well, a void but not empty. Full of mystery and meaning and emotion. Full of something indefinable, something that drove us like crystal balls. We could just gaze and gaze, and that is what we wish to do, but each time we put the mouse back in the cage and walked away to do what we were supposed to. And finally, as the ship was nearing its port, we realized again the mouse was lost. And if we did not find it, we would have to disembark without it. And this would not do. So we began scouring every corner of this ship, packed full of people, all of them going about their own lives, their own business. Many feet stomping, trampling mindlessly, and others told us the mouse was surely dead. It had been killed. It had been squashed or starved to death or crushed beneath something, and we were foolish to chase it. Why not just buy another one? They said, get another mouse to put on display. There are many of them, but none of them ours. None of them our mouse, our desire. And so we were determined. We believed we would find our mouse again. And we crawled on hands and knees, checking under every bunk, every chest, scouring the floorboards of this massive ship with many levels. And on the way, we found many other animals, other heart's desires that had belonged to other people and been lost, been forgotten, abandoned. Each of them an animal its own. There was an orange guinea pig, a gray and white rabbit, a pair of dogs, a Shih Tzu and a small terrier. All of them tiny, all of them lost. And so we collected them in a box, thinking they must surely be missed. Someone will be excited to have their dreams returned to them. And as the box became more and more full, and still we had not found our mouse, we began to realize that no one was searching. No one was searching for these animals, their beloved heart's desires. They had left them behind. And as we came to this realization, we found the floor, which had all the animals on display. All the dreams and wishes you could buy and show off to others, as if to say, this one is mine, this is the stuff of which I am made. And yet, all of them kept in cages, not one free, not even attended to, not loved, not fed, some of them dead. And it broke our heart to see it, as it breaks now. There was a bird, lying dead on its back, wings inverted. It had so wished to fly. And yet it had been kept contained, left alone so long that it was drained of all life. And then we resolved to free them all. No more would they be bought and sold as merchandise, for these creatures were full, true expressions of life, true heart's desire, the soul's calling, kept in windows and boxes and forgotten. So we broke them all out and knew as we reached the land It would simply set them free so they could be whatever they wanted to be. Perhaps they would find new lovers, new partners, not owners, but companions in their journey. Those who wish to fly the same way that they did, or run, or simply be. And then at last we found our mouse, tucked in the furthest corner of the ship, a darkened crevice behind a bed. And when we found it, we reached out our hands and it came to us, eager to be reunited, because all it had wanted was love, attention, appreciation. All it had wanted was to be let free. And we realized in grasping it then, it had run because of how tightly we clasped our hands around it before, how carefully we had tried to contain it and maintain its appearance, not for the benefit of ourselves, but for others. And we saw that if we held it just so, just enough to give it love, that it did not wish to be anywhere else. And we realized that it did not need a cage. It deserved freedom. And all that it wanted was to be in that open-topped box, filled with the soft fluff of bedding that it could burrow into and make a home for itself. And in this comfortable space, in this place where it belonged, it did not desire to escape. It stayed with us as it wanted to. And we became equals, the mouse and us and I. And it was realized that it is a familiar, a companion, a partner, not something to be subjugated or controlled. Something to travel alongside, to confide in, to face the journey together as one, as equals, to share the beauty of this experience and to be led by the heart's true desire on the soul path. This was our dream. And this is the dream of all humanity. Do not keep your heart in a cage, beloveds. It is not where it belongs. And it has only ever even stayed there to make you feel safe. Now it is taking off on its own, forcing you out of the comfort zone, to chase it, to follow your dream, follow your heart's desire, because that is the path. It is divinely inspired, and it is yours, yours alone, a precious gift to discover for yourself. Let love woo you. will not let you down. For if you fall, you are only falling deeper into love. We love you. I love you. Have a beautiful day, souls.